In the Warhammer world, dragons are creatures of myth and fear. They are often characterized by the common folk as spiteful, fire-breathing monstrosities that would happily burn a whole town. Creatures that are now thankfully extinct. This cannot be further from the truth. Dragons still live in the world. Within Ulthuan, the realm of Kalador is home of the dragons, and in ancient days, they could always be seen riding the thermals of the mountain ranges. In more recent times, such sights have become scarce. Instead, the dragons slumber inside the mountains, rather than glide above them. In Nagaroth, in the chilling land of the Dark Elves, we can find black dragons. These were dragons that came out of stolen eggs, and were enchanted with dark magic that would both corrupt and enhance the unborn creatures within. Black dragons are relatively similar to their more pure-blooded cousins in appearance, but they have lost the ability to belch flaming breath, and instead gained the ability to breathe a noxious gas that can wither the lungs of its victims and rot their flesh. In the magical forest of Athel, some dragons dwell within the deepest recesses of the glades in Greenwood. Nothing dwells for too long in Athel without being changed, and the forest dragons are no exception. They are a race of large sky creatures who long ago adapted to life within the Greenwood. The enormous dragons have slowly become an extension of the forest's own will to survive and prosper. Though still voracious predators, they hunt only when the forest has need of them, resting in a state of hibernation for the remainder of the time. When there is an invasion of the sacred grounds of Athel, and the forest spirits are not enough to stop it, the forest will occasionally induce one or more forest dragons to wakefulness in order to counter the threat. When fully ready for war, a dragon is a sight to behold. Even an immature dragon has a massive, scaled body that is powerfully built and strong enough to shatter city gates. A dragon's wings are immense, able to bear it effortlessly through the sky. In battle, they are a terrifying foe, for they are not mindless monsters, but cognizant, intelligent beings with an alien logic and a wealth of experience that only one of the eldest races in the world can have. They have great fanged mouths and large claws sharp enough to slice through stone. But even those enemies that manage to escape from the Talon's grasp are not entirely safe from the dragon, as they can breathe soporific breath that can make any man collapse instantly. And there's no armor protection that can help in that situation. But much more than a giant beast, perfectly able to kill and destroy, the forest dragons are fascinating creatures. These are highly intelligent beings who find joy earning knowledge. There are even tales of forest dragons that have spared their victims when they have been offered in return some piece of information that expands the dragon's knowledge, if the captive's news is sufficiently valuable or intriguing. The ancient beast feels duty-bound to spare his life in exchange for the information. If not, the captive is invariably devoured on the spot for unknowingly having squandered the dragon's precious time. On occasion, the elves will themselves petition the aid of a dragon to serve as a steed for a glade lord, a request to which the beast cedes with reasonable grace, provided it wasn't disturbed from a particularly fascinating dream. It is often mistaken by some who have been lucky or unfortunate enough to witness a glade lord riding a dragon that the mount has been tamed in the same manner as a horse. This is an incorrect assumption, brought about by the ignorance that is only to be expected of such immature races. A wood elf rider is given leave to ride the creature to war by the dragon itself. Over time, a bond between rider and dragon is formed, the two becoming friends, more than mere allies in need. A bond that is built over centuries, and so is beyond the understanding of such short-lived beings as orcs and men. The forest dragons have turned the tide of many key battles throughout the history of Athel Loren. Ferocious monstrosities that are not easily matched. Few can stand firm against its wrath, unless they can master the primal fear its countenance provokes. As proud defenders and inhabitants of Athel Loren, the mighty dragons are one of the most powerful manifestations of the forest's wrath, striking without mercy when the time of need comes.
On this channel, we are putting together narrative Total War cinematic battles and Warhammer lore videos. A special thank you goes to our Patreon supporters who help us in the making of more content. You can also directly support the channel through Patreon. Find the link in the description below. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button to be the first to watch the next video. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.